Hello, and I forgot to do the intro, never mind. So just very quickly, going to go through the first update of today. So we've got the new rules for the orcs in the Armageddon box. As it tells us, there are 5 characters within the box set. So the first one is the War Boss, or Da War Boss as they put above. So it's the first one we've seen as a model that I'm aware of that has the cleave ability. His profile baseline is the same as 10th, so there's no change there, and which is, you know, good and or bad depending on your point of view. I'm semi-expecting some of the orc bigger models to go up to T6 to represent a bit more durability, but still T5. He has Might is Right. This unit's melee weapons have +1 to hit, which as far as I'm aware, their current ability. Yep, so it's the same thing. It just, instead of add 1 to the hit roll, they've just put +1, so slight change on wording. And then while the War is active, the model's melee has +4 attacks, which on top of cleave is pretty good. So he has 6 attacks base into a 5-man unit. He goes to 7. In the War, he has 11, and against a large 20 model unit, he has then more, so 14, which is pretty solid as a baseline. And then if Warhorde doesn't change, that's sustained. So that's on average you're looking at 16 hits, assuming any kind of reroll anywhere. So no, more than that, probably 18 hits if there's a reroll with the sustained. So into a large squad, so makes him really good. AP 2, damage 2, and strength 8 is pretty consistent with now, except for, oh no, +1 AP, but doesn't currently have an option for a power claw, which is sad, but I don't know if this is the box set one, and then once we get the others, we will have, as in the full release, we will then have more options for the models, because they've said there will be options, so we shall see. Then have the big boss. Same sort of range profile of the close quarter slugger pistol. Is still a leader, can lead the same units as the War Boss of boys, breaker boys, and knobs. And then we have his abilities, breaking heads. They have sustained 1, which is really nice outside of the War, or outside of Warhorde, sorry. And then they have +1 to charge rolls, which again, really good for a army that is mostly about kind of getting close and hitting things. So he is a new data sheet, which is good. Again, another one with cleave, so I'm going to guess a lot of the orc characters are going to have cleave, which again is good for making them more versatile. Strength 7, only AP 1 on the big chopper, which is a bit sad, but then damage 2, so slightly weaker version of the War Boss, as kind of expected. There's only leadership 7 as well, which is scary. That obviously he's going to be leading orc units, and they're going to be not on leadership 6. But overall, quite good. He can't join the same unit as a War Boss. It's not a support character. He's a leader, so it's a shame. And they kind of have changed the wording on a lot of things. So instead of it saying while this model is leading, it just says this unit's melee weapons. So he gets it all the time. So yeah, that's pretty good. We then have the banner knob. Here we go. Here's the support one, who can be joined to a unit that already has a leader character attached. Shockingly, it works in a support role. Similar profile. Again, this leadership 7 is OC 6, which is insane for a single model. But again, kind of the purpose of the banner knob does boost your unit up significantly by just being OC 6 on his own. Does make him pretty good at contesting objectives. He has the same OC as an Armager or a War Dog, and more OC than a wounded Questoris Knight. Does have a 5-up invuln, and the whole unit has a 5-up invuln, which is really quite impressive. And then also makes a +1 toughness. So boys, breaker boys, burner boys, flash gits, looters, knobs, and tank busters I would imagine probably is going to be going on boys and knobs, and then being a unit with a war boss and or equivalent, possibly Gaz, to always have a 5-up invuln is pretty solid. And yeah, otherwise basic orc profile, 5 attacks for 1/1, hitting on 3s, and the shooter is the same profile. Shooter is a 18-inch range, similar profile to now. No AP, rapid fire 1. Yeah. Again, if he's cheap, I think he'll be seen a lot purely just for the giving the unit a 5-up invuln, because that makes an orc boys unit way more durable than it should be. Painboy. So, he still gives a unit a 5-up feel no pain, is still the same profile across. I don't know how many wounds he was before, but is only 3 wounds, yep, same profile as before. Does have his Urti syringe to randomly do some damage to characters of 1. Does have then dock tools, which are pretty solid at 9/2/2, slightly over powered power fist, hitting on 4s. However, when he scores a critical wound, so on a 4, he deals d6 mortal wounds against non-vehicle units, so including monsters, so quite useful for just running up and randomly doing damage to a demon. And then can join the same units as the previous, except cannot join flash kits. So 1 less, but yeah, still got lots of options. Probably again, boys is the best one, just large model, max benefit of a 5-up feel no pain. In your command phase, if this unit is below starting strength, you can return up to D3 bodyguards. So yep, got the resurrection still, really solid. Again, probably will see those similarly as you do now, where you've got it attached to Gaz. So either or, I'm guessing. I don't think you can take multiple support in the same unit, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so that'll be interesting. So it's either a feel no pain or a invuln. And then we have the Weird Boy, which I think is one of the coolest models from the set, personally. So again, leadership 7, which again is going to be way more relevant when a lot of the time there'll be leadership 8. It does have leader, not support, so we'll be taking the squad himself, so can add this guy and then some boys in. For every 5 models in this unit, add 1 to the strength and damage of the Edbanger weapon. While it's 10 or more, it has hazardous. So yeah, so you can get up to +4 strength and +4 damage, which gives it damage 5 and strength 10. Single shot, but you know, the random time that it will hit and kill a character is funny. It'll also ignore hit mods because it's psychic. And then War Staff is a higher strength version of the Chaplain one, but has psychic, or the Force Staff, sorry. That's a better one. The Librarian, that's what I'm thinking of. And then has the jump, which you can roll a d6 on a 1. The unit takes d6 mortal wounds. That's pretty significant. 2 to 6, they go into strat reserve, and it gains deep strike until the end of the phase. This unit can then make an ingress move, including during the first battle round. So you can uppy and then downy in turn 1 with them, which is pretty solid. And you could give them the support. Or was he oh no, the guy was a leader, wasn't he? So you can't then give them +1 to charges. But if there is any kind of detachment bonus for reroll charges, makes that quite funny. Haven't really seen them much in the game, but I don't know whether that will make a change come the new edition. And that's kind of, yeah, that's it for now. It's not long now apparently, so I'm going to assume like pre-order is going to be imminent, probably not this weekend but weekend after. I will be at the Birmingham Warhammer Open, really looking forward to that, just to get to experience the Games Workshop event itself, as they haven't done them over in the UK until now. There's then another one in Wales in August. I'm not going to that, but it's good to see that they're actually developing it, at least over here, and we're not just kind of watching from afar as the US gets them all. Again, like, share, subscribe. If you enjoyed it, please kind of comment, feedback if there is anything that can help to improve, change or make better. And we'll be back later with the kind of information on the Thousand Suns when their information drops. It was also the Video Games Festival. I'm not going to cover that because it's just not something that is relevant for me. And we have a new Aeronautica Imperialis trailer. So yeah, hopefully we will soon see a lot more in terms of rules. At least Monday will be the next one. But thank you for watching, and I'll be back later with the